YouTube, one of, if not the most popular website online for video sharing. But of course you already know that, because you're here right now, on YouTube, watching this video. YouTube has fostered many different types of people, from famous and well-known people to people who became famous and well-known because of the platform. For those hard-working people who reach a high subscriber count, a reward is presented to them by YouTube. The Creator Awards, which by most people is known as the YouTube play buttons. And I mean, look at these things. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're absolutely shining, quite literally. And they'll leave some people thinking, man, I want one of those. To that, YouTube says, no. At least not without first reaching 100,000 subscribers. Wonder how close I am. Oh. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. You know, what if I just made my own play button? I could do that. I could do that. And so I did that. So, as you saw, I'll be using those rocks that I found up at the lake to make this play button. And I figure, because it's, for 0 subscribers, it doesn't need to be anything special, doesn't need to be perfect, and rocks are just that, common and imperfect. So I decided to make this play button just the colors of the YouTube logo, figure that's simple enough, so I sprayed the main piece red. And, as for the triangular piece, I'm going with a silver metallic spray paint. And I mean, I could have gone with white, but I did this for no other reason than I just thought that it would look better. So to put the two pieces together, I'll just be using glue, because, I mean, does it really need an explanation? However, as anybody who's used Gorilla Glue knows, that stuff kind of tends to puff up. So I had to cut off quite a bit of that stuff, and here's me doing just that. Or at least doing the best job that I can at doing that. In the end, I didn't end up getting all of it off, but I got enough of it off for it to not be too noticeable. And you can see here I actually went back and resprayed it a bit. However, I'm not going to show too much of the footage because it was filmed at night in the dark, so it didn't turn out that well. But my goal was just to make it look a little more metallic, slightly damaged looking a bit. So, yeah. And there we go, play button finished. Well, not quite. So as I'm sure you know, the silver and gold play button both come with frames. So I decided to make one for mine, because I wanted to put just a little more effort in than just simply painting rocks. And so I got to work on that by taking off the back piece, leaving just the frame. However, because, like I mentioned, I bought this from the dollar store, it kind of broke. However, there's not a problem in this world that can't be solved with either duct tape or glue. So I lined the edges up with some of that, and good as new. Now, obviously that frame is not deep enough to fit a whole rock in it, so we're gonna have to give it some extra depth. I decided to use these pieces of wood that used to be part of my bed, but they were held together, so first I needed to rip them apart. Then I marked some lines on them to the measurements that I took with the photo frame and started cutting them up. 2 long pieces for the sides and 2 shorter pieces for the top and bottom, 4 pieces in total. Now, I actually had to go back and cut the smaller pieces because I forgot to take into account the width of the other pieces. Then I got the spray paint out and painted all of the pieces black in order to match the photo frame. Now, sometime in between here and the next clip, I actually realized I needed one more piece to set in the middle, so I got that done. Afterwards, putting all the pieces together was simple enough. Drill, screw, and we're done. Or at least with the additional build that we needed to make. Still need to put the frame on, so just put some glue around, slap the frame on, and that does it. So now we just have one more part to add on, and that is our name, subscriber count, and the YouTube logo. So in order to do that, I used Tinkercad to make a simple stencil, nothing really too in-depth, and I 3D printed it out. So now that the stencil is printed out, I'm just using blue masking tape to tape it to the glass of the frame right where I want it to be. I might have been a bit excessive with the tape, but it's not a big deal. Now that it's on there, just spray painting it with a simple white this time, no metallic. And now, the final reveal. And so here it is, the 0 subscriber play button. It's not perfect, but it's honestly kind of better that way. It really represents something. All in all, I think it turned out pretty well. It didn't take too much effort, it wasn't that big of a project, but it was still simple and fun to make. And quite honestly, I'm happy with it. And it'll make for a nice decoration back there at least. So I guess that's all. Don't really have anything else to say. I mean, I could tell you to like, comment, and subscribe, but that's a little cliche. So, cue the outro.